guys, today I'm here with a new update for my Pan Those eyeshadows, and we have some good progress to share. I actually played around with everything for a while and I have really good usage. I had to stop myself on blowing through all these shades because I want to have time to play with the entire palette on some of them. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna go in order of how they rolled in. And if you haven't been following along with this series, what we are doing is we are randomly selecting 5 shades, 5 eyeshadow shades, whether it be in a palette or a single, and we are trying to use it 30 times or hit pan, whichever comes first. So for a majority of the ones in right now, it's gonna be probably 30 uses, but let's get into our progress. So the very first one that rolled in was from the NARS Narcissus palette. It is shade number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is what this one looked like before. This is the 3rd month this one has been in. Previously, we had used it 10, 15, 20 times. And then this is what it's looking like today. It's this gold right here. And obviously you can tell we have pan, yay. Massive dip. These shades are really deep, but it's pretty crumbly. I don't love the formula of this. I had to dig my brush in there in order to really get any pigment, which I think is how I was able to hit pan. I hit pan on this on use number 26, so I only had to use it 5 times. Yeah, 21 last time. I only had to use this 5 times from the last update in order to hit pan, and this one will be rolling out. The next shade is a depotted single. This is from the Morphe palette, the Morphe 35T palette, and it's number 17 from that palette. There's not any names, but this one rolled in brand new last time, so here's what it looked like. And here's what it looks like today. Little bit of a dip started. I've only used it 5 times. And I used it on the lower lash line all of those 5 times. I have a lot that I'm panning currently on as a lower lash line shade, so I'm just kind of taking this one slow. It's not on my top of my priority list when it comes to all of the shades I'm using for that purpose, but this one will be really pretty on the lid as well. But let's give it a swatchy. Here is that shade right there. It's really pretty. Right now, I'm currently working on a bunch of warm tone shades, but when I go and start doing a more neutral look, I'll probably put this all over the lid. But I have a few other things that I want to get through first, and then we will focus in on that one. So this one is still just kind of slow and steady. I don't think I'm going to focus in on that one too much next month as well. I'll try to get at least 5-10 uses on it though, which is still pretty good. Okay, the next palette is my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Currently, this is my focus palette. I have it out to play with the palette as a whole. I used this palette for this look today, but then I topped a bunch of glitter on top of it. But I am working on the shade Breakaway, which is the very first shade in the palette. So here's what it looked like last time. I rolled this one in last time. The rest of them, I rolled them all in last time. So here is the palette. Breakaway is this shade right here, and it's just a really light champagne shimmer. And I've been using this as a brow bone highlighter. So it's right here. It's kind of hard to see, but I have 15 uses on that one. I'll be able to roll this one out for next time, especially since I'm focusing on playing with this one right now. What have I used so far? I've done quite a few looks with the top row, like Riff Still Shot, and I used Blaze a bunch this week, and Stranded. Stranded is my favorite in this palette. I have a pretty good dip in there. And then, of course, Breakaway. And then today, I used Baja and Riff mixed together in the crease and Ignite all over the lid. I think I put a little Stranded on as well, but I have this coppery all over the lid. And then like I said, I topped it with glitter. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing around with this palette more. I know I'm not going to hit pan on it because I've had 2 of these shades in this project before. I've focused on Radio for 30 uses as well as Baja for 30 uses. And there's like no way I'm going to hit pan on it in 30 uses. But I'm having a lot of fun playing with this palette. So I'm glad this is still out and I'm looking forward to reaching for it more. Next, we have the Becca Volcano Goddess palette. And this is the shade Cloud. It's just the matte cream shade. It's the very first shade in the palette. Here's what it looked like when we rolled it in. And here's what it looks like today. It's this one right here. So still no pan, but I do have a really good dip. I'm not sure if you'll just see it right here, but maybe in the close-up. I'm at 30 uses on this one, but I'm going to keep it out until I hit pan. So I'm just going to see how long it takes to hit pan on this one. It's very pigmented actually, so I don't need to like dig around and get too much on the brush. I just kind of tap my brush in there and it's pretty light. So I've been mixing it with this one, Volcanic Sand. So I just kind of dip my brush between the two to set my lid and I've been enjoying it. I've been playing with this palette as well. This I had out as my focus palette for a couple weeks and then I just recently switched over to the Born to Run. But I used these 6 shades. I didn't dip into the other ones yet, but I really like these 2. They're very pretty. They're a little bit darker, but they're really pretty metallics. And then I've been using this crease shade quite a bit too because it was like the only crease shade I had out. But yeah, I guess I can give it a swatch even though it is just a matte cream. There's a really light swatch of it right there. So we are still going to work on this one, even though we did hit 30 uses on it. That's when you know it was time to do an update because I rolled that in last time and I was able to get to 30. But yeah, we're going to keep that one out until we hit pan. And then the last palette is another Becca palette. This is the Eye Lights palette and we had the shade Opal. And here's what it looked like last time. And here's what it looks like today. It's this one right here. There's like a little bit of a dip. You can definitely tell where we've used it. I haven't played around with this palette like as a whole yet, but I do plan to, whether it be for eyes and for face. I actually don't really have, actually I did just roll in one highlighter into a project, but I think I'm going to play around with these as highlighters and eyeshadows. So that is Opal, and I have 14 uses on Opal. I should have used it today to make it an even 15, but it's fine. So right there is Opal, very pretty. And these will look really pretty as a look all together. But I've really been enjoying playing around, so. That is this palette. That is everything that's in this project. We get to roll in one new shade. I've really just been kind of taking this project a little bit slower. I definitely could have pushed through and I could have rolled out every shade probably for this update, but I just wanted to focus on a bunch of different things. So instead of just hyper focusing in on this project, I kind of shared the love this month, if you will. But anyway, let's roll in a new shade. Oh, and currently my pan percentage, actually, I didn't do the math again. Let me do that quick. I have 168 eyeshadow pans out of 2765. So we have 6.07%. Okay. Yeah, so pretty good. Again, like I've mentioned before, my goal for this year is to get up to 200 pans. And we're getting relatively close. I think we can do it. I've been having good progress with my Pan That palette as well as my like build your own palette. I haven't really been filming that, but you'll see any pans that I get from that in my new pans videos. But all that being said, let's roll in a new shade. Okay, let's see what we get. $2744. That's like a relatively new palette. Let's see what that is. It's a very new palette. I still haven't even gotten that one out yet. All right, this is, I mean, it's really pretty for fall, so I'm kind of happy about it. This is the Ace Beauté Floral Vintage Palette in the shade Esther. So let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Okay, here is the palette. This is the Ace Beauté Floral Vintage Palette. I bought this off BoxyCharm because the packaging is stunning. But also it was really cheap and I liked the colors inside as well. But look at the packaging, it's so pretty. Okay, the shade Esther. There's a whole bunch of pans in here. What one is it? Esther. Oh, okay. Here's the palette. I love this color story. It's so pretty. It's really pretty for fall, so I'm like excited to have this one out to play with. Esther, of course, is the purple. And it's coming off a lot darker on camera. It is like a grape purple. Interesting choice. Okay. I haven't touched this palette at all, so this is the first time swatching. It comes off a lot lighter than in the pan. That's pretty. I think these are gonna look like that would be a really pretty fall look with all of these together. I'm excited. All right, but yeah, it definitely is lighter than in the pan. But this palette's so pretty. I can't wait to dig into here. I like this one. This was a good roll in. I can't even talk. Okay, so we will work on this one. It'll most likely be 30 uses unless I dig in as an eyeliner, which I don't really want to hit pan in this yet because it is so new. But goals for next time, start working on this. And I think, honestly, I think the rest could roll out. I have 14 on this so far. We'll just kind of see if I play around with it or not. I'd like to hit pan on this one. I think I'm close. And then I should have this one rolled out. I'm at 15 right now, so I just have to use it 15 more times. I should definitely have these two rolled out for next time. And then I could easily have that rolled out for next time if I start playing with it. And if I focus in on the Morphe shade, I should be able to hit pan on that one. So we'll just kind of have to see. We might have some really good progress for next time. Or I might just play around with everything again. We'll see. But that is going to be it for today's update. I hope you guys liked this video and definitely stay tuned for the next one. Bye guys.